BFTB, best fight the best. So there's been a lot of stone throwing about why particular fights didn't happen. So I want to take the time to do a little bit of flashbacks and get people understanding why particular fights didn't happen. The first one I'm going to talk about Deontay Wilder, Dillian Whyte. Why this fight didn't happen. Okay, so there's only two parts to this puzzle. So this one should be fairly easy to figure out. Firstly, Eddie Hearn didn't want it. So this article comes out in 2017, the beginning of 2017. This is after they had already ducked Deontay Wilder using the experience excuse for Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? So Joshua couldn't fight Wilder because he was not experienced enough. But mysteriously, this guy who had just the same many fights, you know what I'm saying? The same many fights as Anthony Joshua, and lost to Anthony Joshua, he is somehow ready for Deontay Wilder. He's ready for Wilder. This white guy is ready for Wilder, but Anthony Joshua was not. According to Eddie Hearn, he wanted to see Dillian Whyte and Deontay Wilder fight. He wanted to see Wilder fight a proper fighter, according to Eddie Hearn. Now again, Anthony Joshua had beat this guy already. Anthony Joshua beat him, but Anthony Joshua was not experienced enough to fight Deontay Wilder. But this guy who Anthony Joshua beat is who Eddie Hearn wanted Deontay Wilder to fight instead. And he felt that this guy could beat Deontay Wilder. But, whatever. Let's just see what happened next. Then this article came out where Deontay Wilder revealed what they offered him, the $3 million, and what he wanted for the fight, which was $7 million. Notice, by the way, no offers were made for Anthony Joshua. I want y'all to notice that. They're making a dollar amount value. They're making a dollar amount for Dillian Whyte in 2017. Where was the dollar amount for Anthony Joshua? They did not make one. Never made one until 2018. But whatever. Moving on. So again, they offered Deontay Wilder $3 million. He told them, raise it to 7. You raise it to 7, I'll fight Dillian Whyte. What is the problem? They got the money, apparently. Apparently they got the money. So, if you got the money and you want to get your guy a title fight, the price. What is the problem? What's the problem? Again, Eddie Hearn knew he couldn't beat Deontay Wilder. He knew Whyte couldn't beat him. So Deontay Wilder told him the price. He said he wants $7 million. Let's see what Eddie Hearn had to say.
His next fight, February the 3rd.
Deontay Wilder.
How confident that fight happens? Because I saw some quotes that he wants $7 million.
Yeah, but I want an 11-inch penis. It's not going to happen. It's true. It's true. You know what I mean? What a thing to say. We've offered him $3 million. You're right. Sorry, mate. Sorry about that.
I managed the horse.
Nice to meet you. Good to be here.
Thank you.
Okay. Sorry about that one. It's just one of those interviews, isn't it?
This is unprofessional.
But it doesn't. Yeah. So it's like you're offered $3 million plus US TV. I don't know, maybe $4 million, right? Total. At what point do you people just come back in and say, "Oh no, I want $7 million"?
So, Dillian Whyte, Anthony Joshua had something in common. Right? Well, first off, they've been disrespecting Dillian Whyte. They don't even got his picture in this joker, but whatever. So shout out to Ego, man, for this tale of the tape. Looking at this, do you see anywhere that says champion? No, they don't. It does not say world champion nowhere. When they fought, neither one of them were champions at all. They fought for the British underwear belt or whatever it is. But they fought for that, a meaningless nothing belt. You know what I'm saying? It's just as important as the IBO belt. So Anthony Joshua paid $8.6 million for his title shot. But mysteriously, against Deontay Wilder, they were not willing to pay even $7 million. Oh, by the way, then they came out a year later, you know what I'm saying? Damn near a year later, and were willing to pay that in order to get the heat off their back when it came to Joshua. Like, stop it, man. Stop it, bro. You had the opportunity to fight Deontay Wilder. You could have fought the man. You know what I'm saying? You could have gave him the $7 million and fought the man. Eddie Hearn was talking about the money's in the UK and everybody's going to be running to Matchroom and Sky because there's big bucks there. Everybody knows the money's in the UK, yada, yada, yada. But you can't give this man $7 million. Only to turn around and offer him 7 to 8 the following year. Bro, he did not want this fight. Eddie Hearn did not want this fight. Then the champ came out. And let's hear what the champ had to say.
But now they want, I want you to beat this person before you can beat that person to build up your resume or to build up this and this. Man, fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. Unless he just, I'd be better off and willing to fight Whyte if Hearns would come out and be like, man, I want to put some money in your pocket. Here you go. I want to he know this fight ain't, I want to put some money in your fight. I want to put some money in your pocket. And here you go. I want you to come and fight in front of my peoples. Would you please do that for me? I respect that even more. I'm like, you know what? I'll do that shit. Just for the simple fact of that. But making excuses about how I need to raise my profile for Joshua and try to make this the biggest fight possible, that's bullshit. That right there seems like somebody's trying to be a little greedy. Somebody's trying to get the best out of it, as much as he can out of it, while he can out of it.
I agree.
While he can. That's facts. That's facts, because I have no problem fighting Dillian Whyte. I'm a fighter, especially when you put money, but say it as it is, man. Don't bullshit me. Say it as it is. Because he said, one interview he said that I would be Dillian Whyte. The next interview he said that I don't think he will be Dillian Whyte. Hey, why would I think so? That's my guy. You know? They're back and forth. They can remember, like, people are recording shit. And people are listening and hearing. You can't go back one way and say one thing and then come back and say the other, man. There's a lot of shit going on. But at the end of the day, Joshua will have to live with that. You know what I mean?
So we've seen that Eddie Hearn wanted no parts of putting Deontay Wilder and Dillian Whyte together. I mean, he said he here, I'm gonna give you $3 million, but then when Deontay Wilder counter offered and said, okay, well, look, I'm the champion, give me this. You gave Charles Martin more than that. I'm asking for less than what Charles Martin got. You know what I'm saying? In the same scenario, you have a non-champion fighting a champion, and I'm asking for less than what Charles Martin got. And they couldn't do that. Mysteriously, he wasn't worth that, but Charles Martin was. But whatever. So Deontay Wilder moved on. He said, you know what? I'll fight Dillian Whyte. Put Anthony Joshua on the contract. Guarantee me Anthony Joshua. Guarantee the winner, Anthony Joshua. And I will fight Dillian Whyte. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go into this article, right? So, Wilder says he's ready to smash Whyte. His smash him. Just put Joshua's name on the contract. Could they do that? No. Whatever. So Wilder's like, look, not Wilder, but Eddie Hearn's like, hey, so Wilder doesn't have to worry about him getting the Joshua fight if he fights Whyte and beats him. Like, bro, like how? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. So I'm supposed to take your word. And apparently that's what they was looking for. So he's saying Hearn's not giving Wilder a contract. Here's a contract. Hearn not giving Wilder a contract that guarantees that he gets Joshua if he beats Whyte is suspicious because there's no reason on earth why Hearn shouldn't do what's being asked of him. Like there's no reason for that. You want an all UK undisputed fight. That's what you want. So if you want an all UK undisputed fight, why would you not do that? What will be the reason to not do that? Whatever, moving on in this article. Again, Deontay Wilder says, put Joshua on a contract and I will come to England. He says, if they want to see that fight, I have no problem with fighting that fight, as long as the contract says I have Joshua next. They couldn't do that. But again, Deontay Wilder is supposed to have faith and trust He's supposed to have faith and trust in Eddie Hearn. Okay. Well, I don't. And I don't even know Eddie Hearn. But from what I see, from what I read, I know that I wouldn't have no faith and trust in his ass. So moving on this article, they said Wilder will have to believe, he'll have to believe that Hearn will do what he's saying. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Whatever, moving on. So Wilder says, Eddie Hearn knows he can't. He knows Whyte can't beat me. He knows he can't. Which, I mean, to me makes more sense. It makes more sense because if he thought Whyte could beat him, he'd give him that $7 million, knowing that he's going to make, man, so much more in an undisputed fight. So it's boxing is a business, right? It's a business. So if you have to pay a little bit more to get this fight, and then Dillian Whyte beats Deontay Wilder, how much more will you make for all UK undisputed? How much more will you? And you can have that fight anywhere. So you can have it in the UK, but after that, you have a undisputed champion. He can fight anywhere in the world and make a killing. But anyways, moving on. There were some things in this article that brought even more light to my attention. I highlighted them in yellow. They said, why will Wilder take $4 million instead of the 10 to 15 million he can get fighting Joshua? Now this was said in 2017. In 2017, they said this, which it's starting to come, the light shone on this when I read it. So I'm like, wait a minute. They didn't even make any offers to Deontay Wilder yet. But mysteriously, they make a $12 million offer, which is right smack dab in the middle of this. They make a $12 million offer the next year. And then they raise it to 15, which is what this is saying. And this is in 2017. This article is 2017. They didn't make any offer to Deontay Wilder until 2018. But when they did make him an offer, the offer was 12.5, which is like smack dab in the middle of what they were saying in 2017. And they raised it to 15, which was, bro, this right here, when I read this, I'm like, bro, Eddie Hearn read this. And immediately this is the limits of what he thought he was going to give. He was going to push on Deontay Wilder. But anyways, moving on. The other highlighted portion, it says, Hearn's not giving Wilder a guaranteed fight with Joshua if he faces and beats Whyte. Kind of says all that needs to be said. Yes, he don't want it. He don't think Dillian Whyte can beat Deontay Wilder, because if he did, he'd give him that right away. Moving on. Just the highlighted parts, right? He says, it seems like a no-brainer for Hearn to give Wilder a guarantee that he can get the fight with Joshua, unless that's not what his true wishes are. He's speaking about Eddie Hearn. If Hearn is only interested in making the Wilder-Whyte fight in hopes that Whyte will beat Wilder, then it's understandable why he doesn't want to give him a guarantee to fight Joshua if he wins. Because he doesn't want the fight. And then that one last part that I highlighted, which is the old bait and switch tactic. So you say, yeah, I'm gonna, don't worry about it, just fight Dillian Whyte, and the winner will get Joshua. Don't worry about a contract, just fight Whyte. And then after you fight Whyte, you make up some excuse like, oh well, that wasn't really a real fight. Deontay Wilder got lucky. They need to run it back, or some other stupid shit like that. Like, nah, man. If that's what you believe, put it in writing. So Eddie Hearn comes out and says, don't worry, if you beat this guy, you'll get a fight with Joshua, no problem. If it plays out like that, the goalposts, Eddie Hearn didn't say that, but that's what Deontay was saying. He was thinking like, man, if I beat this guy, then I'm expecting to get a Joshua fight, but he won't, because they're using that bait and switch tactic. Like, if it plays out like that, the goalposts would constantly be moved back by Hearn to keep Wilder from scoring Joshua fights. Like, bro, this is just ridiculous. But again, now they said in this that Hearn shouldn't worry about the Joshua Wilder fight needing to marinate more, because Eddie Hearn was talking about this fight. And again, this is in 2017. And Eddie Hearn was talking about this fight should marinate for 2 more years. So if the fight needs to marinate for 2 more years, what is this year? 2019. So of course they're gonna be trying to make the fight this year all of a sudden. Well, now guess what? It's gonna be easy to make the fight too, because they know the price. 50-50. But anyways, moving on in this article, right? Just the highlighted part. It said Hearn said it himself that Joshua versus Wilder fight needs another 2 years to marinate before it will bring in the kind of money that it can potentially bring in, making tens of millions of dollars. And then the last thing I highlighted in this article is that greed is not good in boxing. That's exactly what Deontay Wilder just said. Exactly. Sounds like someone is being a little greedy. And the second thing the champ said that Dillian Whyte can do to get a fight with him is even easier than the first one, really. And it's less money. He said just fight Luis Ortiz.
Oh, hell!